if you knew who you was talking to, you probably wouldn't want to anymore. Oh no, and if you knew who you was talking to, you probably wouldn't want to anymore.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. It's Big.Tobacco. Why is it called Big.Tobacco? Nobody knows. Why would you call a podcast that? When does the podcast come out? That's none of my concern. I'm more concerned with America's interest. Is this podcast America first? I don't think it is. Watching a lot of Tucker Carlson.
He won't stop talking in a Tucker Carlson voice. It gets stuck for like a day or two after you watch him.
What's
for
going
a while.
on? Who's funding this podcast?
Nobody. When someone speaks to him in an interview, the faces that he makes are so confusing. It's almost like a robot that you put on default to like pretend that you're
He looks
listening.
disgusted. He looks like he shit his pants. He's like...
He furrows his eyebrows. And when somebody's just like talking about the weather, it's like he's trying so hard to look like he's
like
engaged.
a man. He to me, he looks like I don't know, an alien trying to be like.
Yeah, he's trying to mimic
This is how a person talks.
human reactions.
Then the laugh with like that doesn't reach his eyes.
Yeah, I think it reaches his eyes. I think it does. I think he's got a twinkle.
You love him,
I do. Bring back Bowtie Carlson.
right? Yeah,
Tucker.
exactly.
Carlson.
Yeah, Tucker, Mark Levin. Tucker Carlson. Life, liberty, Levin.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's spot on with the puns. They all work so well.
Perfect. Anyway, welcome to the show. Listen, there's a war going on. It's the American people versus Timothee Chalamet, and it is raging. I don't know if you've seen this, folks, but people are mad at your boy, Timothy. Mm-hmm. Timothée Chalamet. Mm-hmm. Furious that he had an interview with Matthew McConaughey, and he said that nobody cares about ballet or opera. And then he goes, oops, I just lost 14 cents because, you know, ballet fans are going to be mad at me.
How? Oh, shit.
And people are furious at Timothy because there's so many ballet and opera fans out there.
Yeah.
What I think, I mean, you were saying last night that this might be the most manufactured controversy ever.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Everybody's weighing in.
I think there's some...
Doja Cat, fucking the two dope queens, the shorter one.
One dope queen.
One of the dope queens. Everybody online. I saw a bunch of his former classmates talking about how Timothy wasn't even good at ballet. That's why he's mad. The statement "nobody cares about ballet and opera" is true. That's true. No, you mean those excruciating things you have to sit through? What's your favorite ballet? Everybody's favorite ballet is
Swan Lake.
The Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker.
So wrong. The Nutcracker. Why? Because the Rat King and the Sugar Plum Fairy song. The rest, and because that's a catchy song. The rest of it is a slog. Let's be
the
honest.
Nutcracker? No, I love the Nutcracker.
No, ballet and the opera.
I am not the one. I just have to say, I am not the one to be engaging in this conversation with you because I do love the ballet.
Yeah, I know you like that stuff. But you have to admit that you're in the minority.
I'm a little bit Frasier. Yeah, of course. Okay. If I may, I'm not going to make a front-facing video about this, but I was a ballerina from the time I was 3 till I was 18, and I love the ballet. I go to Lincoln Center with my pals sometime. If Missy Copeland is doing Missy Copeland and Jane Eyre.
Sure.
That was a while ago. It was great. I see the Nutcracker. I love it. I understand that most people don't, and I completely get why. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to clutch my pearls because Timothée Chalamet said no one cares about the opera.
His whole family is in the ballet.
They are.
So he's not saying it stinks. I'm saying that. He's saying nobody cares about it.
Yeah, and he's not wrong.
I don't think it stinks. It's just not for me.
It's not for you. Yeah,
It's
most
not for
people
me.
don't care. And I think most people get that when they say, I don't like it. It's like they're not. No one's going to argue that it's bad. They're just going to go, I don't prefer to spend my time that way. And he's not wrong. Anyway, the point is, I do not buy this outrage. What are we doing? What is happening? We're at war.
Yeah, we watched the Dope Queen. She somehow tied it back to Jasmine Crockett losing. You know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, Timothy is, I don't know, a privileged.
Well, he is like a rich upper whatever side.
Yeah, I thought
LaGuardia kid.
get more mileage out of this and make it funnier, but I'm just tired.
I'm hungover.
Yeah.
I do think it might be a little bit of Oscar sabotage.
By who? The Sinners people?
Who knows? Maybe the
Hamnet?
Hamnet. Yeah, because Jessie Buckley did an Norbit. Did you hear?
What?
Jessie Buckley did an Norbit. Okay.
What?
Okay, I'll explain because you're not in the know. Jessie Buckley is up for Best Actress.
He's Hamnet? He's the titular
It's
Hamnet?
a woman.
Okay.
Jessie Buckley
Got it.
is, I think, nominated for Best Actress for Hamnet, a movie we all saw and loved. What the fuck? This feels like 2004 or something.
Yeah.
Where like we're making these movies. I'm like, this is like the opera thing all over again. I don't think it's bad. I have not seen it. I'm sure it's not bad, but it feels like you just made this for the Oscars, and nobody needs a Hamnet right now. But anyway, so she's apparently phenomenal in Hamnet. We can take everyone's word for it. But at the same time, this movie, The Bride, has just come out, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's apparently like one of the worst movies ever. It's horrible. I'm disappointed to hear that because I honestly thought it looked pretty good. Christian Bale, it's like a Frankenstein.
I couldn't tell. It's like Frankenstein in the 20s.
Yeah.
But also it's about his wife.
Yeah. Which disappoints you for some reason?
No, I don't know why we need to put Frankenstein in the 20s in like a gangster
Why do we need to do
movie.
anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Making
I was
art.
on the fence. I was like, that could be good.
Yeah.
Christian
Anywhom,
Bale's Frankenstein?
he's great. What? What do you mean?
Not who I would have picked.
Who would you pick for Frankenstein?
I would pick somebody huge. Like, you
Oh,
know,
like
a giant guy. I mean, that isn't that Frankenstein?
It's
Do
my
you-
gosh!
like they should, like in the
artistic
trailer
liberties here.
when yeah, but you watch the trailer and he's like throwing people and like pulling down chandeliers and stuff, and I just think like that would look way better if it was like a huge dude,
Who
a big slab of meat guy.
else can you imagine throwing people around than Christian Bale, the hothead himself?
Yeah, he's a string bean.
Anyway, look, also, it's like we've done Frankenstein 100 times. That's the obvious take, but how about one of the greatest living actors of our time? How about he gets a shot?
Who?
Christian Bale.
All right.
He's great. Anyway,
I would have watched him play Dr. Frankenstein, but the monster.
boring. But this isn't really like it's not really a one for one anything. It's just like
Yeah, reimagining.
yeah. Anyway, so it's apparently horrible, and because this doesn't make any sense, like we should just be focused on Hamnet. But because this movie at the same time has come out and it's so bad,
Yeah.
people think it could hurt Jessie Buckley's chances of winning Best Actress. Similar to when Dreamgirls came out and Eddie Murphy was nominated for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor, I'm not sure. Norbit came out at the same time and everyone was like, what the fuck is this shit? And they claim that that's why he lost the Oscar.
Okay, but don't you think that's kind of a leap from
Jessie
like,
Buckley did a Norbit. That's
like-
what that means. Zendaya still Michi, Left Shark. Sorry.
we all love the ballet.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's like, okay, you make The Bride, right? And it's just
Yeah.
kind of a stinker.
Okay.
That's different than making Norbit. You know, Norbit is legendary.
Didn't we do an episode about Norbit, sort
Yeah.
of? Where we opened with a Norbit segment?
We were going to watch Norbit every day. And
Oh, yeah. Best laid plans.
we forget. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they're like on par with like. I don't think the bride's gonna win all the Razzies. I don't know, like how could it really be that bad? This is yet again. I think there's some serious Oscar sabotage happening. Like there's like backbiting politics
This
happening.
is some big brain conspiracy.
I really think that's
stuff.
true. I think that they're implanting drama in order to get ratings because this year's like batch of movies fucking sucks. I think the Oscars have just really shit the bed in the past. I don't even know.
Well, movies have shit the bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they just cram a bunch of saccharine shit
And
in
expanding
at the end of the year.
expanding it to like 10 nominees like for Best Picture also is like, I mean, fucking now everything's up for an Oscar. Now you're going to get the Avengers
Right.
nominated. I don't know.
Doomsday. Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. And so I think that if we inject like this Timothee Chalamet thing, that could be the Hamnet. That could be some Hamnet sabotage. There could be Marty Supreme sabotage coming at Jesse Buckley for Norbiting. You know? And now we're talking about it when we normally would have been like, fuck these Oscars. I have only seen one battle after another.
How despicable do you have to be, though, to, like, go, oh, okay, we're shitting on Timothée Chalamet. Let me open up my camera and get in on this, you know? It's not like he Me Too'd
Everyone's
somebody or
doing
something. It's like, we don't like him because, I don't know.
It's totally disingenuous. I don't believe it.
Me
I don't
either.
believe it. I don't buy it. You're making a front-facing video for likes. The only reason you post anything online is to see how many people like it and share it and get your follower count up so that you can hawk your boner pills or whatever. And I don't think you care about the ballet either. When's the last time any of you people? I've been to the ballet.
It's true.
I go, and I'm not mad
I've
about
been
this.
with you.
Yeah, you have. What did we see?
I took you for your birthday or something.
What did we see? The Nutcracker?
I don't fucking know.
Were you asleep the whole time?
Yeah, I was like disassociating.
What the hell? What did we
No,
see?
it was great. It was great. Hey, you remember when I took you to the ballet?
Yeah, and I don't remember when you took me to the ballet.
Wow.
You don't even remember what we saw.
Of course I don't. That's to be expected.
What was it?
I don't know. This is like 3 years ago.
Oh, man. Well, thanks.
Well, it's not happening again.
I'm sure I loved it. Okay, can we all agree about the opera? You know what's really funny? Everyone's going, how dare you? We all love the ballet. No one's saying shit about the opera.
Right.
That shit can go to hell. Nobody wants to sit through the opera. Nobody. I was in an opera / ballet once, La Traviata and Die Fledermaus, both of which I think I've heard referenced on Frasier, which made me very proud. But yeah, they used to do operas in like my hometown high school for some reason.
The fuck?
Whenever I would go home for like the summer holidays in college, they would try to recruit dancers to do like a little ballet choreography in some of these operas that they do. For
You
like
had such a bizarre
summer.
upbringing because you live near a porno store, and then
Ian.
you must have like driven past that to go
And Vape Mountain.
yeah, to do your ballet.
I did
and
every
opera
day.
stuff.
The adult outlet on 611 in Stroudsburg.
Yeah.
I've still never been, and I've thought about it when I passed it every day as a kid. I'm always like, whoa. With like the blacked out windows and like the hearts all over it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can imagine what it's like in there, but I feel like
Yeah, I mean, we've been in stores like that before.
Sure. But that's the one. That's the one that's always that I've always seen, and I wonder what it's like. And how
does it stay in business?
Yes, exactly. In the age of the internet.
There's the one on First Ave.
Oh, the
You
DVD
know?
store. That's
yeah,
a front.
how does that stay in
Those
business?
are fronts. I don't
Yeah,
believe.
definitely.
I don't believe the DVD store, the adult DVD stores in New York City. That's a complete front. You probably walk and like say a code word to the guy and like hire a prostitute. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, probably because like the DVDs in the window and stuff have like a half-inch of dust on them.
Yeah, and they're like
bleached out from the sun and like.
It's so those fill me with so much dread and sadness. They're like those like weird costumes on like dilapidated mannequins in the front,
arms missing.
Yeah,
it's got like a gimp suit on. Yeah, you're like the windows are yellowed.
So scary. I mean, the same could be for this adult outlet in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Although I imagine it. Oh my God, Iggy, a little bit more quaint, that they're selling like
macrame condoms and stuff.
yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, like a pillow with I don't know,
boobs on it. Okay, there we go. I tagged it up for you.
Good job.
Thanks. Iggy, you don't belong wherever you're going. This dog is very bad.
I know. She knocked my iPad off the couch, scratched it, and then puked on it.
She's got incredible comedic timing.
It's true, yeah.
But she's turning 18 next month, and I want to have a birthday party for her. Which, birthday party for a dog is not cool, I guess. It's a little corny, but whose dog makes it to 18? I feel like that's like such a big milestone.
Right. I don't know how long she's going to be able to stay out, though. If you take her to a bar or something, she's going to want to go to bed. Yeah,
I mean, if we do it someplace really close to our apartment, then we can just run her back home and still just like hang out with people.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish we could go to Tompkins Square Park, but they don't allow pets in the park area, the grassy area. I kind of want to reach out to Mayor Zoran Mamdani and ask if he could pardon Iggy.
Well, he's trying to outlaw dogs.
What?
It's Sharia law or whatever.
Shut up. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't put Iggy on his radar then. She gets deported. Where is she from?
Wasn't Tommy Tuberman or whatever his name is? Tommy Tuberman? Tuberville, yeah.
An absolute middle school bully made up ass name.
What is he, a congressman?
I don't know.
He tweeted out like a picture of 9/11 and Zoran, and it was like something about how Zoran's gonna bring back 9/11 or something.
And then didn't he have the audacity to be like, everyone misconstrued what I meant by that? I was saying I hate anti-Semitism. I don't know. I was only like half listening to whatever was on about that. But anyway, I want him to pardon Iggy so that we can celebrate her birthday in the park.
Pardon her?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll celebrate her birthday in the park. She gets arrested and then he can pardon her.
Yeah, what do you get? You get a fine? Maybe we just do a GoFundMe. We raise the money for the fine.
I want to be like, she's 18. She's not going to move. Like, please just let
That's not true, though.
Yeah, that's true.
She's going to bother everybody and then, eat a wrapper.
Who's the
coughing
fucking...
and puking.
Who's the president of the park that's going to tell me I can't have my dog there? There's a sign.
It's just going to be some
Karen-ass
lady
bitch.
Who deputizes herself. Excuse me.
This is bothering me because it's breaking the rules and
Yes.
not affecting my life in any way.
That's what's going to happen.
Those types of people should... well, I won't say. I'm turning over a new leaf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've decided right now I'm turning over a new
You
leaf.
have a lot of frosting on your sweater.
I do?
Yeah.
Where?
Over there.
Oh my God, it's not a lot. Folks.
I mean, it's more than none.
It's a little bit. He loves to point this out. He's so sanctimonious about not having frosting on himself. He loves to condescend because he's not covered in food.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I'm an artist. I baked a cake. It took me about 20 hours total. So... I have frosting on myself.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm proud of it.
Good.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We watched a new Louis Theroux documentary about the Manosphere, and I have a lot of thoughts about it.
All right, tell me your thoughts.
I love Louis Theroux. He's the king. But I think this was not his best work. I think it's too late.
Yeah.
For the Manosphere. Because first of all, the term Manosphere, it covers too much ground. It's like Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate, fucking Theo Vaughn.
Oh.
Like, that's what that word means. It means like male-centric entertainment.
Oh,
Internet
really?
entertainment.
I
Well, that's
mean,
the way people use it.
They really wrote Theo Vaughn into that? That feels completely wrong.
Yeah, it's like men hanging out and giving their opinions and talking and stuff like that.
That's literally
when-
called a podcast.
Yeah.
And
like
that seems wrong. But
the
anyway.
red pill. Well, that's how people use it. I'm just saying how people use it.
Yeah. I'm just saying they're wrong.
The red pill movement of like 2016, or maybe even later than that. The real like Andrew Tate, fresh and fit guys who are like, you know, blue-haired, septum-piercing women need to be... The guys that are like, women should vote.
Yeah.
Like those guys. That movement has kind of passed and become this new political thing. It's kind of fading. And to try to dig that up and analyze it is a weird task today.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like this should have been done in 2016 or something? Okay.
Because then you could zero in on the red pill guys. Like, we live in the Matrix. You gotta do fighting and Bitcoin.
He did touch on all of those
He did
things.
touch on that stuff, but I just feel like it's starting to dissipate. And the word manosphere is kind of a vague term that covers too much ground.
Yeah.
And like, if you're not interviewing the king, Andrew Tate, the top G,
Yeah.
it kind of falls flat.
Well, he tried. He did try. Yeah, it's kind of doesn't really work. It's certainly not a bad documentary. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, and he does.
But you're sort of
it's good.
You're
it's good.
critiquing him against his own catalog, against his own work. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, for sure. I don't think he did a bad job or anything. I just think time moves so quickly, and by the time normal people get a grasp on whatever internet phenomenon is capturing the youth and rotting their brains, it's already kind of gone and evolved into a new thing. And I think the new thing it's evolved into is politics. All these guys are like MAGA grifters now, as opposed to there's still people out there carrying the torch, like the Fresh and Fit guy and like the Whatever podcast and stuff, where they bring OnlyFans models on and ask them to name 3 books and then laugh at how stupid women are.
He asked them to name 3 countries.
Yeah, but they do it with books too.
No, I know, but that one was really... I was like, come on, this is fake. How does... No one even said the U.S. They were like, Portugal, Barcelona... like, come on. If you can put your underwear on.
Yeah, women are stupid. I agree with you.
Oh my God. You know what I thought was, I don't know anything about Sneeko, but his coverage of Sneeko was like, I feel like I learned kind of nothing. Like,
this is what I'm saying.
Why is he in this? And like, what's wrong with it? He seemed like a nice guy didn't he? Like, what did he get to that was like the dark side of Sneeko?
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, a guy like Sneeko is more nuanced. I mean, he's a bad guy, but he's evolved. He was a red pill guy, like an Andrew Tate adjacent guy, and now he's evolved more into like a political. He converted to Islam, and he's doing political stuff, political commentary and shit. And you want to like extract the women hating stuff from him. Which is kind of like the thesis of the documentary, but he's on a new trajectory, a new grift now, and you can't return to that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's trying to find something that has kind of fallen apart.
He might have a very specific system. Like, I bet that planning and research and actual like production takes at least a year, and then post-production it's probably like a 2-year process, and the world, like you said, moves so fast now. But I mean, he should have done this in general like a decade ago. But
even 2 years ago, it was falling apart because what the red pill movement was a reaction to the like awakening of the previous years, where a bunch of 13-year-old boys felt like they were getting lectured all the time by women, being told to sit down and shut the fuck up. And then Andrew Tate emerged, who himself is a character, who has lost the plot. He was kind of doing a Andrew Dice Clay misogynistic comedic character, and he kind of just like leaned so far into the grift. He sees himself as this like I don't know.
It's the mask.
God. It's like, super masculine, whatever. But now we're on to neo-Nazi shit. That's what you if you want to analyze the rot in this country, you have to talk to Nick Fuentes and whatever the fuck Kanye West was doing for a while, and what's his name, Clavicular, that type of shit.
Clavicular flirts with neo-Nazi stuff.
Well, he hangs out with that crew singing Hail Hitler in a club.
And I guess
and
he's
stuff.
like super into phrenology.
Yes, he is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But okay, let's supplement the negative with the positive. I think the highlight for me of the Manosphere documentary was the absolute takedown of that stupid Fresh and Fit guy.
Yes, yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
First of all, just he's so subtle with his like evisceration of a character. Louis is. He first introduces him as like a moof poodle or whatever his real name is, and then he says like the name that this guy used. What is it? Myron. And he completely catches him out of his element, and this guy crumbles like a fucking tulip on a hot summer's day. I don't know. He just like can't.
Tulips would thrive on a hot summer's day.
No, when they don't have water.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a tulip without any water.
You're a real bitch today.
I'm helping.
I was as soon as I was approached a metaphor, I couldn't think of anything. Anyway, he crumbles like a
cookie. Yeah.
On a hot summer's day. Anyway, this guy has a fucking meltdown. He's if you don't know him, and I barely do, he's got this insane like machismo and bravado on his podcast. He tells women they're whores because they like want men that make a lot of money or whatever. Anyway,
yeah, and they go search these women out.
Yeah,
they go on like sugar daddy web pages and stuff and try to find women that fit perfectly into their
and I'm not
cartoonish version of femininity that they're trying to put forth and critique.
And I'm not doing it justice at all. Like, he's horrible to them. And then the stuff that he says is just, he's a piece of fucking shit. And he's so confident when his little ring light is on. But as soon as Louis catches him just like out of his element, just like in the podcast studio holding his dog, he can't handle it. He just keeps looking down at his dog and petting it and like doesn't know how to answer questions. And he's like, oh, does your girlfriend really want to be in a polygamous like marriage situation with you? And he's like, I mean, she'll
do whatever I say.
She wants whatever I want. And then his girlfriend happens to walk in. He's like, you want to come in here. I want to ask you some questions. And he's like, no, she doesn't. No, she's busy. And he can't handle it. She's like, I don't really know if I would want to be in a marriage with another woman.
No, he says that you do whatever he tells you to do.
He is squirming.
She's like,
badly.
he's a different guy off mic, and he's like, no, why don't you go clean the room? Why don't you go clean the bedroom?
He's a moof poodle off mic.
Yeah. Well, that guy is still carrying the torch for the red pill bullshit.
Yeah.
But I do think when you expand the definition into Manosphere, that covers so many types of guys. It covers like just cryptocurrency dorks with $100,000 watches and Lamborghinis and stuff who are always talking about the hustle and shit, and that's just annoying and just a lame way to live your life. And I don't know. I think the thesis was too expansive.
Well,
if you want to go if you want to zero in on misogyny, then you go to the Fresh and Fit guys and the whatever podcasts and stuff, and you can really get to the bottom of that culture. But the idea of the manosphere, that just kind of refers to people defining masculinity in different ways, and it stretches too wide. It's a lot of different duds.
Yeah.
And when you're jumping around, it's like, what is the connecting thing here?
So I know that you're right, that he didn't do like a real accurate representation of the times, but counterpoint, what if you know too much and this documentary is more for your middle America, less online person?
It's not, I don't think that's it. It's
Okay.
not really what I'm trying to say. Like, when he goes and interviews neo-Nazis, which he's done,
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. These are neo-Nazis. This is their ideology. This is their community. Or when he goes to Israel and he goes, okay, these are the people who want to expand the borders of Israel. That's their ideology. Manosphere, I mean, that's such a big thing.
Yeah.
That's cryptocurrency dorks. That's red pill, women are whores and need to be put in their place, guys. It is the comedy podcast world, the Joe Rogans and shit, which is another thing. It's so many different things. It's fitness guys.
Yeah.
Who are obsessed with biohacking and testosterone
Would
shots.
Andrew Huberman be in the manosphere?
Yes, in a lot of people's... The word manosphere is like a mainstream media thing. And it's often used to refer to male-driven podcasts.
Am I in the manosphere?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're in this house.
Yeah, right.
It's like, it's Barstool Sports, but it's also guys telling women...
Are the Car Talk guys in the manosphere?
The Car Talk guys are dead.
Damn it! Are both of them dead?
I think one of them's dead. I don't know.
Frickin' frack.
Yeah.
Click and
I love
clack.
those guys.
Me too.
They were the best.
We should go back to that version of masculinity.
That's when masculinity was
When
really
men were
popping off. But do you remember on the old podcast I said, like, I think it's the dumbest thing in the world to explore your masculinity?
Yeah,
I think
don't
it's
do
like,
that.
it means you got nothing going on.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick somebody who I thought was an example of masculinity, I said Louis Theroux. And it was great to watch it happen in real time, because you see these guys who spend all day at the gym, they're shaving their chests, they're always bragging about how much money they have, they're in their Lamborghinis, they're quick to anger and stuff like that. But you can see beneath the surface, it's all insecurity. They just are always crashing out about haters, worrying about what people are thinking about them, what people are saying about them. And then they bump up against a guy like Louis, who is unflappable. Just completely, isn't 300 pounds of pure muscle or whatever, but has been in South Africa and talked to like extreme racists, or been in like a garage with rural Nazis who are demanding he answer the question, "Are you Jewish?"
Yeah, and he won't. And he's not. So it's not like he's
a bead of sweat on his
He's just like,
face.
I don't think he's like, as soon as you engage and answer their question, then you're like playing the game. And you go, he would have to go, "No, I'm not," as if like then I'm safe. And he's just like, "No, I'm not going to answer this. Fuck you."
So it was great to see these guys who define themselves by their masculinity come up against a guy who probably doesn't think about that at all and collapse.
Yeah.
With their $1 million watches and their tailored suits and stuff.
He is a very interesting guy, and I think it's also interesting to me that he's your perfect man. It's I would not think about it.
Not perfect man. I'm just saying, like, there's all this conversation about masculinity, which is extremely stupid.
Yes.
And the people having the conversations about that are and define themselves by their confidence.
Yeah.
That's part of it. And you can just see just leaking insecurity through their pores, and then you see a guy who doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And is confident in what he's doing.
No,
and
I think you're right.
Where's the tough guy that was, sold to us?
Man.
The kickboxer, the MMA fighter.
And
suddenly
he'll ask them straightforward questions about things that they do. I remember that guy with like the red hair who is always posting AI photos of himself with
with Trump.
Barron Trump. He was like, "Oh, here we go with the like trick questions or something." And it was basically like, "Aren't you in an open marriage with your wife or something?"
It's like, aren't you very open about that too? Don't you talk about that? He's like, "Oh, what? Oh, you're trying to get me?"
Oh, here we go. That was what really struck me, is how like I just can't wrap my head around, and I know there's millions of people who do see it this way, but like these guys getting out of their like sports cars in slow-mo with their suits like unbuttoned down to their pecs and blowing out cigar smoke, like how you don't think that's like the biggest loser you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
People are like, that's a man and that's who I want to be. Who wants that? That is the most annoying guy in the world.
Right, and that's what you want to see explored more in these confrontations too. Just like the corniness of it, and he gets to the core of a lot of it, which is like these are essentially pyramid schemes where you get these guys that look like what a 13-year-old boy would think is a CEO or something like that.
Right.
And then you give them all your money to learn his investing tips or whatever, which he has none. He's just collecting your money.
Yeah. And Louis actually uses their app to try to make money, and he ends up losing all of his money.
Yeah. So you get some of that, but I don't know. I wanted to see a little bit more of like, on top of all of this, on top of all of that, these big shiny muscle men in their ridiculous suits and all driving Lamborghinis, which used to be like a joke car and stuff. Like, this is at its core corny and insecurity. Like, look at my shiny thing.
It's
don't look past that. Please don't look past that.
It's become, I guess, like trite to say like it's overcompensating for a small penis or whatever, but it's overcompensating for something.
Right. It's an emotional small penis.
Yeah. Spiritually small penis. Spiritual chodes.
The small penis thing is a metaphor for whatever thing
insecurity
you're worried about.
Yeah. Because, it's just so obvious. Like, call it whatever you want. Call it peacocking. They seem almost like pickup artists. Like, they're trying so hard. And there's nothing worse to me than a person where you can see on their face that they're just thinking about themselves being watched or being perceived. Like, you gotta tone that down a little bit. You gotta learn how to mask that. That's just so foul, and they're just walking around like, I'm the star of this movie.
Can you believe this? My favorite guy is Wes Watson.
I forget who that is.
He's one of these guys. He's a big muscle man. He's covered in tattoos, but like those like really expensive tattoos that are extremely intricate, and and he was in jail, and he's always dating a woman with a big fat ass and duck lips and stuff.
That's nice.
But he drives a Lamborghini, but he has such trouble hiding his insecurity. Like one bad comment on an Instagram post, he goes live and he's screaming about all these weaklings and these.
I've seen that. Doesn't he like smash up his house?
Yeah, he freaks out. He's a good example of this. Just the insecurity at the core of all this stuff.
Damn.
I don't want to say I did like the documentary, and
it sounds like you hated it.
No, I really did like it a lot. I just think that's my only critique. Sometimes we're trying to recapture the chaos of the last few years without engaging in the current chaos.
Yeah.
And I really do think the current chaos is there's like this new guy who he's like a provocateur, right-wing provocateur. He like goes to protests and screams the N-word. He came to
that guy with the goat.
Yeah, he brought a goat to Gracie Mansion and like pretended to fuck the goat and was like, "This is what your mayor does" and stuff.
Jesus Christ!
Like, what's happening now is Andrew Tate came on the scene, and then everybody. I think this. My theory about like the current climate is that everybody goes, I got to do one more.
Yeah.
You know, if Fox News was like bigoted in a way that they had plausible deniability, you know, they'd say like, I don't know. They'll say stuff about like black culture or something like that. You know, the culture needs to change or something.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of vague racism. And then somebody comes along and goes, well, I want to do like Nick Fuentes comes along and is like, I'll just say the N-word. I'll just say why are we stopping there? And then people go like, these freaks go, well, that's refreshing. He's just saying the thing liberal Fox News won't say. And then somebody's got to do one more. And the guy's like, I'll take a goat to the mayor's office and fuck it on camera. And that is the insanity we're living in now. And the red pill stuff or whatever, Manosphere stuff is kind of passing us by where to the point where Andrew Tate is apologizing for hanging out with Nick Fuentes and singing Hail Hitler at a club.
Really?
Yeah,
Andrew Tate
he's going on
apologized?
Patrick Bet David and saying like, I don't, condone that kind of behavior.
Oh man, he's getting like outclassed by
everybody because you got to do one more, you
Dude,
know?
and things evolve so quickly in the age of the internet that like, what the fuck is going to be happening in like a year or two?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we've hit the end.
How do you outdo this?
I think like literal swastika. Well, no, Kanye already did that, wearing the Klan stuff and the
I think people are just gonna be doing like mini terror attacks, like on live. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
Nick
like
Fuentes is already out here.
It has to be violence, right? That the only thing that's
these guys aren't capable of violence. A lot of them.
Yeah.
You know,
but
they're
new
soft
people.
boys.
I think I was like right at clavicular. I was like, no more guys. I didn't. By guys, I mean like people, like internet personalities. When you showed me that guy who brought the goat to Gracie Mansion, I was like, I really genuinely feel like I've hit a saturation point with like internet personalities. I can't learn this name. I no more. I don't.
Right.
And then sometimes you talk about the fear of getting old is that you're going to be so out of touch that you don't know what the fuck is going on, and that it's important to engage at least a little bit so you know. And I'm like, I feel that, but God, I don't like it. I just don't want to know anymore. I just want to bake my cakes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not good at that. I engage with all this stuff. But I also, for me, it sometimes feels like a puzzle where it's how do you nail down the argument that this is corny and stupid? How can you point it out? How can you figure out? Because you get to turn the tables, I think, on these people. And that's kind of one of my critiques of the documentary. It's like these guys are online all the time, and they're, battling their haters and stuff. And they built up these different ways of downplaying the critiques of them. And I don't know if when Louis goes up against these guys, there's nothing he's going to say to them necessarily that's going to get to them because they've been doing this for so long. Although he does do a great job in a few instances, like with Myron, figuring out a way to talk to his girlfriend, which is a thing that he had never experienced before.
That's where he's
exposing him what he's like off mic.
That's where Louis is fearless, like you said. Like,
and smart.
Yeah.
And then like with the other guy who is like this big tough, multi-millionaire who harasses women on the street and streams it live on Kick or whatever. He got footage of that guy with his mom. And his mom's telling him to clean he's like on all fours cleaning the floor.
Yeah, she's yelling at him not to embarrass her.
That shit's great.
Yeah.
And I think he really broke through in that way.
And he does a good job of humanizing these people, like talking about how this guy never knew his dad, and he's clearly...
Yeah, none of them have dads.
Fucked up about the... Yeah, what is that? It's just like they need to create... They need to figure out for themselves what masculinity means because they didn't have a male role model growing up, and so they
lean into a cartoonish version of it. It always seems to me like I always think of
fatherless behavior.
I always think of what was that cartoon, Tailspin?
Yeah.
The CEO. Remember, it was based off of the Jungle Book, and Shere Khan was like the CEO that they worked for.
Yes.
And he was like he's a tiger, right?
Yeah.
He's a tiger and he sits behind a desk. I don't remember if he smokes a cigar or whatever. He has got like an expensive watch.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's their idea of masculinity, a literal cartoon. Or like Wolverine in a comic book chomping down on a cigar.
I'm sorry, but you think of Shere Khan from Tailspin?
Yeah, I always think of that. Because, they're obsessed with lions and tigers and stuff like that. Their logos are always like a
you're right.
bird of prey or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like this is where you got your cues about masculinity, was this cartoonish version of it.
It really unravels everything when you follow that thread to just... And, I mean, it genuinely made me sad. He would post all these photos of these guys when they were little boys. And it made me sad. They were just like innocent kids holding a fish, or like Sneeko streaming when he was like 10. That was weird. Streaming children is... freaky.
Yeah, Sneeko's an example of internet brain rot.
Yeah.
Like just being online constantly and then like falling into different subcultures, each one, because they're very defined. That's the other thing. Like they have tons of rules and ideas, and any argument anybody has, they've already had this argument. You can read or watch somebody getting owned and you go like, well, then they're definitely right. Look at this blue-haired feminist who couldn't even hold their own with this big muscle man with 6 wives. But it all contradicts. Like, a lot of them are Christian, and they want, a virgin and stuff, but then they're allowed to fuck everything that moves. And
yeah. When they interview the wives, though, like that one guy's wife who's like trying to explain how that him being such a man helps her feel like she's in her divine feminine or whatever.
Yeah. Well, women can fall into this stuff too. Yeah, of course, the divine feminine stuff. That's
she didn't actually say that, but she said it makes me feel.
That's the women perspective.
My femininity when he tells me what to do and I'm not allowed to have a job and stuff. Oh, he won't change diapers, and that's good for some reason. I forget why, because they have their own lanes and stuff. But then.
Right.
Watching their eyes when Louis will grill them about like why you're cool with him like fucking a bunch of other women,
and it's clearly a conversation that they just don't have.
Yeah,
and then it's like revealed that she isn't like super thrilled about that or whatever, or like is kind of holding it back.
I'll go on dates, whether it's a first date or a second date, and they'll be like, "So I heard you have a wife," and I'm like, "Yeah, she's super fucking hot. Let's have a threesome." I'm like, God, you're such a loser.
He goes like, "Yeah, what of it?" or whatever, and Louis like, "Why are you
so aggressive?"
Seems angry.
Yeah. Like, what is this? Why are you always trying to fight everyone?
And these guys, they get this like confirmation that like they're doing the right thing because they do become extraordinarily wealthy.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to, that's the interesting thing about like capitalism or money in general. You're supposed to believe that your worth is tied to how much money you have. If you have a lot of money, it means you worked hard and you threw yourself completely into something and you provided for your family members and stuff. That's the bill of goods you're sold. But then when you get into it, you realize you got to manipulate and you got to scam. And then through that process, like as you accumulate all this stuff that you wanted, that you thought would make you the winner of life, you realize like you had all these concessions along the way, all these things you did that aren't great, or things you're continuing to do, and you hold it inside of you, and you become this like angry freak who now has to project this this image of somebody who's confident and successful and smart and stuff, while internally, subconsciously, you're in so much pain because you're like, I have this nagging feeling in the back of my head that maybe taking all this money from 13-year-olds to
do you think they have
take my Hustlers University or whatever is like a bad thing.
You think they have consciousness like that?
I think it's in the back of their head. I think some of these guys, they were interesting people. Like what's the guy's name? Like HS Tiki Taki.
HS Tiki Taki in the British accent. It's always HS
He's an
tiki-taki.
interesting guy.
I think, okay, I said this when we watched it, and this is an extremely low bar, but I think he was the smartest one of all.
He was
them.
smart, and he understood what Louis was saying, the critique of him.
He even
and
paused
he didn't want to
once.
engage with it, though.
There was one time where he got him on something, and he was like, "That's interesting. It's an interesting point. It's something to think about." But then he was like, his whole thing was, "You can't get me because I know what I am and what I'm doing."
Yeah, his whole thing was like, I'm against porn, but I manage OnlyFans models because fuck you, I'm going to get my money.
Yeah.
And Louis like, shouldn't you be doing good things because they're good?
Yeah, he's like, "Don't you just want to be a nice person and be kind to people?" And he's like, psh.
It's like, interesting idea, but then he goes to the chat, and it's like, chat, what do you think? It's like,
Yeah.
gay fucking British guy, kill yourself.
Man,
I guess
Louis-
they're all British.
I don't think that Louis is. I'm pretty sure because we looked this up after the white supremacist episode when they kept being like, "Are you Jewish?" So I don't think he is, but the amount of anti-Semitism hurled at this man that he has, like, when they show the chats, it's like out of control.
It's really nuts. It's because...
And what is the through line with all these guys? And that
What
is
do you mean?
always their anti-Semitism. There's like neo-Nazi shit with
Well,
masculinity.
it's called vice signaling.
What is that?
Because there's virtue signaling, you know, of the woke era,
Yeah.
right? Where you like kind of what they're doing with Timothee Chalamet right now.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that's that community. Like, I'm sticking up for, you know, this is you get it. But like vice signaling is what the signaling is to show that you're in the in group,
Okay.
right? And vice signaling is, like you say, the most heinous things imaginable.
Okay.
As like a bonding exercise, like these,
Like that
these,
Young
like,
Republicans
yes,
chat?
yeah,
Okay.
where they were saying really fucked up stuff.
Yeah. Oh, almost like it's bonding because like now we all have a secret amongst each other, supposedly.
Not
Or like
really.
I feel safe with you guys enough to say this shit, or it's just like
It's just like a ritual, really.
Okay.
It's like we're cool.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, I do get
I'm
that.
one of the cool ones.
I feel like that happens to most people on a much lower scale.
Yeah.
Of like when you're with like a friend or like a coworker outside of a work event, and you say like, you know, that person's fucking annoying, aren't they? And you're like,
Right.
yeah. Like you like get to a certain level where you can say shit that you're not normally allowed to say. Am I
Not
deviating
really,
completely?
No,
from,
that's not really
that's
it.
not vice.
It's more like slurs and stuff.
Okay,
you
never
know?
mind. Never mind. Yeah.
It's like we're not the wokies. We're not
Yeah.
the blue-haired feminists. We're not the
Yeah.
liberals or whatever. How far can we take this
Mm-hmm.
to prove that like we get it? But engaging with that like rots your brain and your soul.
Yeah, eventually, like, there's nowhere left to go. Or like you said, it's very similar to just this performative culture in general. Like, it's just gonna have to escalate and get worse and worse and worse. And where does that lead?
There's different versions of these guys. It's why it's all kind of confusing and muddled, because like you have the HS TikTok guys
God.
who are like, you
Saying it out
know,
loud.
screaming Jew in the chat.
Yeah,
That's that vice signaling stuff. But then
Okay.
you have the redheaded guy who is like a CEO, and
Yeah.
he's like, you
He's
know, a
older.
businessman.
Yeah.
And he's coiffed, and he has his watch and his stupid suits, and he's all about grinding and stuff like that, and a woman's place is in the home and that stuff. And that's a different type of thing. That's more like the emperor has no clothes type of
Yes,
shit.
but
It's
then-
creating a mythology around yourself.
but he also is extraordinarily wealthy, so like it is
Right.
working for him.
Yeah. No, he's wearing all the
Yeah.
clothes of the character he's created.
He was interesting because like the other guys are like, oh, my dad wasn't around, what, and I have anger issues. Like his dad used to beat the shit out of them and they had to be taken away from him. His mom, I mean, according to him, his mom was like BPD and would set fires for insurance money. He said like has never apologized for anything in her life. Like he his upbringing seems extremely fucked up
Yeah.
and chaotic, and so he's like obsessed with control, and like these are the steps you have to take in order to create the perfect life. And obviously,
And then he's more like a self-help guy.
yeah. And like people see him and start crying and say like, "You saved my life," and he's always like, "Yes, I know." He's like
All
a
this stuff
guru.
is such like that kind of stuff is very slippery slope type stuff where it's like you got a young man who doesn't know what direction his life is going in and stuff, and then so you lean on these fitness guys and it starts off like organizing your life, the Jordan Peterson make your bed type
Yeah,
of
I was
stuff,
thinking
throw
about
yourself
Jordan
into your
Peterson.
work or whatever, but then it kind of spirals into this okay, now you put in all the work. Now you got the Lamborghini and
yeah,
shit.
and then it becomes really hedonistic, where it's like
Very hedonistic.
and it affects other people. Where it's like, you should have a harem of women, and
right?
like,
Yeah. Or like, and then always the shift towards politics. And I really do think this rigid way of thinking, this rules-based style of living, lends itself to the most dopey political views. You know, well, Iran shouldn't have fucked with us. This plus this equals that.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
around, find out.
Yeah.
You know, don't go to a protest if you don't want to get shot, because it's your whole life has been like 6 steps to success.
I know
You
this.
know, this shit, and you don't think about other things, other you know.
This certainly can't be true because they all seem so inflamed and agitated all the time. But like that binary way of thinking, I would imagine must be so peaceful because there's only right and wrong. Everything's either this or this, and that's it.
Well, I think there's this nagging feeling in the back of your head, and especially in an era where people can comment on stuff and chime in, you go like, step 6 in my big list was actually not right. It was wrong, but I did it, and
Yeah.
I built a life off of it, and I have to continue to do it.
Maybe you're not supposed to boof scorpion powder, and that's a health thing.
Yeah, but also you can't change now because you're a man. And you stand on business and you stick to what you.
I think I do see that with people on like these these political debate shows, when they do have that binary, very rigid thinking, and this is what's correct. And I think they know how paper thin this is, and if you challenge it, they like almost freak out because they have to protect it at all costs. Otherwise, the entire house of cards falls, and their whole life is a lie. And they like, not even, I think it's like semi-subconscious. I don't think they know it 100%, but they can sense like, if you challenge this, everything's gonna unravel and
Yeah.
I will be ruined. So you gotta knock it off. Also very funny
Go ahead.
to see people who like worship that guy with the red hair and like the fancy suits. They're like, my brother killed himself and I was homeless living out of my car, and then I found this guy, and now I do pull-ups in the park.
Yeah. I gave him the only money I had
It's
and
like, what?
lost it all.
They were like, I was waiting for like how his life is better, and they just kept showing him like not really in shape, which is neither here nor there. But it was just talking about how now he exercises all the time, and that's it, I guess.
Yeah. There's also this element of the debate part of it where you're always doing the Charlie Kirk, you know, or like the Steven Crowder change my mind stuff, and that also adds to this like anxiety that these guys feel, this like always on edge, like people are always challenging me and I have to
they're just agitated all the time.
Right. They live their lives like they're gladiators or something, and I bet gladiators were having a bad time, you know?
To steal your line, are you not infotained?
I just want somebody to cut through it and be like, I just think corniness, the idea of corniness has gone away in the internet era.
It's so embarrassing, but I think you explained that like if you look at it from the lens of a 13-year-old,
right,
then it's like, whoa, this actually is the coolest man you could be. Suits and watches and 100 girlfriends and a big yellow car. That's awesome.
That's fucking rules, dude.
It actually is like, and Louis confronted one of them like, that's the majority of your fan base is 13-year-olds, and they're like, no, actually, you are.
Yeah,
Bye.
and then they go out,
Yeah.
and it's just like 13-year-old boys
Children!
coming up to them and being like, he's like, I tell them they shouldn't be following me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't. There's footage of you not doing that.
Yeah.
Taking photos with them and stuff.
This is so fucked up, but there is so much money in children. I think that's why Taylor Swift is so popular. That's why all these people, when you're like, how nobody I know listens to or watches any of these people, whatever. You're like, how are they this popular? How is this person have 1 billion followers and they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars? It's fucking children on the internet.
Right. Well, people figured out how to exploit 13-year-old girls a long time ago, like the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just carried through with the boy band stuff and whatever.
They're
Taylor
like,
Swift and all that stuff, because it's a huge cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe the Red Pill guys were the first people to really exploit the boy side of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess like WWE.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, which is a lot of it, you know, it is
a line.
kayfabe or whatever.
Kayfabe, yeah.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
The Red Pill stuff. There is a lot of WWE.
Yeah.
Big muscle men.
Yeah. You're right. It's an interesting perspective to see, like when you go, how am I a seemingly rational adult person not buying this? Like, how is this so popular? And then you go like, oh, I guess there's just a lot of dumb people out there, and that's part of it, but it's kids.
It's kids, yeah. And also, it's what's interesting about getting older is you watch it come in waves. Like, so you had the feminist stuff, and then the backlash to that, and all these 13-year-old boys were like, yeah, tell those women to shut the fuck up. But now all those 13-year-old boys are getting older, and I think that's one of the reasons a lot of these guys had to pivot to more political stuff.
Yeah.
Because first of all, Trump will just welcome them with open arms and
Yeah.
help them make $1 billion off of some crypto scam or whatever for their endorsement. But also, as these young boys get older, I do think they start to see the cracks in the facade and the corniness and realize that these methods aren't really effective in their own life.
I hope so,
I
because the
think it's
other side
happening.
is that they're just doomed. They're just completely.
But then they just,
fucked.
and also there's a new crop of 13-year-olds, and they don't, and this stuff is starting to be like passe to them.
Yeah.
Old, you know, that's what the older kids did. This is
Oh my
stupid.
God.
I'm a Nazi. I'm a Groyper, dude.
Oh no, maybe it'll come back around. Maybe we'll get like
No, it's coming back around because we're at war.
hippie peace loving kids,
And everybody's going to lose all their money.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we put troops on the ground and stuff, it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Anyway.
hopefully it comes around. I mean, I can't believe that there are people my age who are watching Condoleezza Rice and fucking...
Kids these days should not know who Condoleezza Rice
No,
is.
I'm saying people my age who,
Oh, I
who
said,
support
sorry.
what we're doing right now. And like, where were you when your friends didn't go to war when when you graduated high school? You just forgot about all that?
Yeah.
And like now the same fucking people, they're not even giving us new people to sell this new one to us.
The way she rose from her crypt to join this conversation was wild.
It's
She was just
incredible.
like,
The same lines, like they didn't even change the script at all.
Man.
Their freedom, they hate our freedom, and we gotta we'll be greeted as liberators and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like
Sometimes when my mental state is feeling extra precarious on certain days, I'm just like, this is a simulation and we're doing reruns. Like it's all just, the script is lazy.
It's
just, whew.
They're the same characters. That's what's wild.
Yeah,
They say
man.
like history repeats itself for rhymes or whatever. It's not
Yeah.
even rhyming. It literally is repeating
Yeah.
itself.
Everything's a reboot now. We
Yeah.
can't even come up with our own fucking global conflicts.
At least reboots have a new cast.
Yeah, sometimes they drag Frasier back out just to ruin your childhood. They get Lauren Graham's face. You know what?
Is
I
that
forgot I was turning over a new leaf.
is that a reboot though, or is that just
Frasier?
yeah?
I mean, what do you want to call it?
Just more Frasier.
Okay, but
Malcolm in the Middle. Middle-aged Malcolm's coming out.
Malcolm in the middle-aged. Middle-aged. Is that? But would that not be a reboot, or it's just
A reboot would be like all-female Ghostbusters.
I know what you're saying, but it's not the same.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know.
Anyway, should we cleanse our palates by going to the Brooklyn Public Library and watching Werner Herzog speak about mathematics?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
bye.
Bye.